Hello, hello. Had to turn off my phone. Sorry. So Stacy and I are here, and she is helping us with all of the stuff that needs to go on while I'm talking to you. We love doing this. I really look forward to this, and I did some writing about what we have coming up today. So I'm really excited to give that to you. And Stacy will then put it in our transformational tools Facebook page. And I think you can possibly put something on the YouTube also. So you can go back and download this and work with it during the week. And those of you who have the luminaries and the color cards, please take those cards out and refer to them during the week. So that will remind you to be very aware of the energies that are coming up. Okay, so I don't see anybody in the posting yet. So let's have you put in a comment so that we know you're here. I like to wait just a few minutes so that we have those who want to be a part of the. Oh, here we go. Hi, Courtney. And Leslie, good. Okay, so we're so glad to have you here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you are coming in late, go ahead and come back to the recording afterwards. All right. Stacy, go ahead and put up the this one is called illumination. I need a little illumination here. And this one is really interesting because I have on the colors. It is a lime green, which it has a little more yellow in it than the usual. So isn't that beautiful? Do you see that beautiful bright center? And then it's almost like if you kind of soften your eyes, you will see it almost as if it's like a wheel that's turning, and it creates a lot of energy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read this, and then we'll talk about what the color card is. So we are more powerful than any of us may believe. Or perhaps you could say we are more empowered, meaning comes from a deep place inside of us. It's not just the human stuff. This is really who we are at the core. And when we come from that core place, that inner world, we're bringing amazing possibilities that come from that deep part of us. So this week we have 2 oracle cards to guide us as we remember that we are manifesting with our focus. I want you to remember that, because manifesting with your focus is a really important understanding, because sometimes we focus unconsciously and then we are manifesting perhaps what we don't want. And we are manifesting for ourselves, but as we manifest, we are also manifesting for the rest of the world. So it's very important to pay attention to where you are putting your focus, which is why we do the energy focus of the week. We want you to have this focus, and from this, you can begin to manifest things in your life that are really important. So let's look at this illumination card that comes from the luminary deck. And just know that this deck and the color cards are available. You can find them in our store on Facebook, which is the Transformational Tools Facebook page. And you can also find them on our website, which is transformationaltools.com. And when you go into the store, just select Oracle cards, and that will bring you right to where you can find all of the sets and the different combinations that we have. So here's what illumination, part of what is in the book about illumination. Now, just look at this beautiful art that was done by Arlene. And as you look at that, feel what this means for you. Light magnifies light, which magnifies light, which impacts the entire universe. So let your light shine. Okay? Light magnifies light, which magnifies light, which impacts the entire universe. So let your light shine. Now, the question is, how do we do that? There's a lot going on. So let's just look at what it means to shine your light. The frequency of light that you bring into this world, or uh, that you are here with, this light is your frequency, your individual frequency, but it is also, when you expand it out, you are also contributing to what we are here, all of us, what we are together. And the more of us that use a tool like this, and we are expanding our light out into the universe, we're expanding it all over the world, that affects the frequency of light. So it's really important for us to have that in mind. And one of the things that we will be offering later on in today and on our website are bundles of products. And one of the products that I hope that you will really look at is called Crystal in the Heart. And crystal is a frequency of light. And so if you use this meditation, what you're doing is you are expanding your personal crystal light out into the universe, and you are bringing that higher frequency to yourself and to the universe. So this is one of the things that will be available to you. And those of you who are on our newsletter, be sure to go to the newsletter, because we will be sending these out over the next couple weeks. Okay, so then here's one of the things you can do to magnify your light. Start your day with gratitude. My husband and I now have made it our part of our practice that at the beginning of each day together, we are in gratitude. And one of the things that comes up for me that's really part of my gratitude is we have a beautiful window here that looks out over trees and over a pasture. And that's where the sun rises. Oh my goodness, the colors that come from there, the light that comes from there. So we stand and look at that as part of our gratitude. That's the gratitude for the earth, gratitude for colors, gratitude for this kind of light that comes into us at the beginning of the day. So the other thing is stay present, because part of what happens is we get into our heads. Maybe if you're like me, yeah, I could get into my head and start doing my planning and all that kind of thing. And then I'm not as present, fully body present. And our light depends on us being fully in our bodies, connected with the earth, coming from the light that is from within us. So we need to remember to stay present. And as you enjoy what the earth brings to you in support, you can use that as part of your gratitude. And listen to those who are stressed. When you're fully present, you sense when somebody's having a hard time. You sense when somebody is stressed. And so you can just extend your light without a word, just extend it because this person needs it, and then listen and be there for that person. Um, so then also just remember that your light counts. Sometimes we say, I'm just one person, or my light isn't a huge light. I'm telling you, we are all connected. And when we work with our light, we're working with that as a whole. And we are extending that light out way beyond us. So your light counts. Remember that. So these are just a few ways you can bring more light. Um, and then during the week, notice how you spread your light, or perhaps you hold your light back. That's why you need to stay in the present moment and notice, am I extending my light or am I holding my light back? Then during the week, you can also, in this time of conflict in a number of places around the earth, our light is needed more than ever. So part of your practice can be, and as you're in the moment, to extend that light out over all of the areas of the earth that are in need of that light. And that will help us move closer toward peace and and closer toward how we are with people. Love is about uh, how you present that that light in the world. And there's a saying that says that that oh, now I can't get it. It'll come back, but it has to do with how love is part of how we show up into the world, and love and light really go together. So if we extend our light, we're also extending our love. All right. Now let's go to the other one, which is the lesson in black. So this is the mini color card that's Stacy and I think you really need to have the mini color cards with the color card set. These really are important because you can just pick up the card and whatever you get gives you something to work on immediately. And then you can go to the book and go deeper. So I'm going to be doing some videos that really show you what's in the cards, and we'll be putting that up also up on our Transformational Tools Facebook page and into the YouTube. So watch for that. And if you haven't yet subscribed to YouTube, just go to Transformational Tools on YouTube and sign up for that. And then once you have subscribed to that, I think that you then get the notifications of the upcoming focus of the week. All right, so black, a lesson in black, and what it says on the mini color card is embrace the possibilities, banish fear. Well, boy, do we ever need that in our time right now. So I want to go through this color black with you. Black, a lot of times people think, oh, black, I don't want to do black. Mm. We have certain kinds of I don't know, what you call it, uh, patterns of thinking about colors. And black is one of the ones that people say, oh, I don't want to get black. Well, what I found in learning more and more about the colors is that the black is all the pigments of color that are here on earth. So it's all the possibilities right here, right now in our lives. And white is all of the possibilities of light. And we need both. We're in form. We need to have black as our possibilities while we're in form. And we need to have light, which is the possibilities for the whole cosmos. Okay, so the color black is reminding us that we may be focusing on what is not working instead of what the possibilities are. When you have a lesson, it just there's something that needs to be turned around in your energy or in your thinking. And so, what you want to do is you want to check and see what you're focusing on in terms of possibilities. And if you are thinking, oh, there's nothing I can do, this world is just a mess, and all that kind of thing, then what you're focusing on is creating more of that, which we don't want. So we want to find ways to shift that. And what I do when I'm doing color card readings is I show people what's here, we work on it, and then we turn the card over. And some of you will feel the difference when you turn the card over. You'll feel the energy change. And here it's a strength. It says focused, transforming, full of potential. So would you rather live in the place where you don't feel like there are any possibilities? Or do you want to live in the place that says, wow, I'm focused and I'm transforming and I'm full of potential? So what we want to do is turn this around. But in the meantime, we want to know that black has the possibilities. So it is not a bad color. Just know it's one of the most amazing colors. Okay, so take time to see what you're focusing on. Now, expand that focus to possibilities you have not yet embraced. When you stay present and you ask to be shown the possibilities, it's like Deepak Chopra said, there's this whole endless field of possibilities. And I see it as this field of possibilities in front of me. And those are pretty specific for me. And so when I go out there, I go, okay, what's the possibility that I want to bring into form? And then I focus on that. Um, so play with this. Play with the possibilities that you feel that are out in the field. Play with the possibilities that we have in the world. I mean, some people have given up on the fact that we could ever have peace in the world. But I haven't, because I know that's a possibility. But that's going to take all of us bringing that into form. So what you focus on is what you're bringing into form. And if we focus on that together, we have a much better chance of bringing that into form. Okay, so play with those possibilities and then think of it this way. What would your life look like? And what would the life of the world look like if you allowed possibilities that seem impossible to enter the door of manifestation? Okay, are you willing to focus on something that seems impossible to you and open the door to manifestation of that? That's a key that we need to get really good at. Um, and then remember, our part is to notice what is in our field of possibilities, create an intention to bring that into the moment, see it already completed, and then release it to the highest and best it can be. So I want to say this again because this is really important. I hope you'll write this down or print out this form. Remember, our part is to notice what is in our field of possibilities, create an intention to bring that into the moment, see it as already completed, and then release it to the highest and best it can be. In other words, you don't have to put a lot of energy into this. You just have to use your focus. And when you use your focus creatively, when you use your focus with intention, then you can let it go and say, okay, it's going to go to its highest and best place. I use that tool also when I've had situations where I said something that I had later wished I hadn't said. I acted in a way that I would rather have not acted in. And when I go and ask my inner self, how do I repair this? What do I do about this? Often the answer is leave it alone. So then what I do is I imagine that this whole situation is taken up to a higher place. How do I know that what happened in that situation has not just taught me something, but maybe the person that was in that situation needed this for their purposes also? Because this is about us noticing where we need to have some healing, where we need to come from a little bit different place inside of us. And so, what we want to do is use our intention around that. Okay, so, and lastly, starting now, focus on shining your light and allowing possibilities that you notice and want to focus on. Then breathe into this day and the days ahead during this week. Notice any ways that your intentions are showing up in the highest form. So don't just set these aside. Put your cards out there and work with them during the week. Shift anything that you think are possibilities that you're pushing away. shift anything that where you might be holding back your light, and shine. And you can go to the illumination here, the luminary card, and say, can you bring your light into me and help me? Because sometimes we're depleted. And you can ask illumination to just come in here and work with your light and expand your light. All right, I've said enough. I'm going to move on. But I'm so intentional about this now. And I want you to do that with me, because we can change what happens in our lives. We can change what happens in the world, but we have to be fully present. We have to be willing to use our intention for what the possibilities are, even if we can't believe that they can come true. And then we need to take it to a higher place and release it. And then we need to pay attention to what happens. What changes? What changes in us? What changes in how people respond to us? Because as your light changes in you, people respond to you differently. All right. Well, as you know, what we like to do is we not like to get give cards for you, so that we can tell you specifically for you what you could be working on. So the illumination and the lesson in black are what we're working on together. Now let's see specifically. I'm going to pick one card for each of you to find out what you're working with specifically. All right, Stacy, you want to come back on and tell me who we need to pick a card for first?
I can be the voice behind illumination.
Okay, that's great.
Let's go with Courtney.
All right, Courtney, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, this is so nice. You know, many of you are far away. I mean, Anne is here from South Africa, and Courtney is down where I used to live, just south of, or north of. I was north of Vancouver, so she's in that area, and it's so nice when I can stay in touch with you this way. I feel your energy. I really feel so much love for all of you, and I'm going to get emotional. Woo! Wow, Courtney, you are working with the strength in indigo. I know that you are highly sensitive and intuitive and probably have psychic gifts I don't even know about. But this says that you are in the strength of that. So think about what you can bring into your life through your ability to be intuitive and your ability to use your psychic gifts to help create the possibilities for yourself. So use that this week. And if you ever kind of get stuck, notice in the middle of this card, there is the color gold. Gold and indigo work together. So if you want to sit in meditation and just work with gold and indigo, and remember, indigo is a very dark purple blue. And sometimes I see that color off to one side, or I see that color in different ways. So you may have noticed that, but use this in your life to bring in what you really want. All right, who we got next?
How about Leslie?
All right, let's see what's up for Leslie. Leslie, yours is a luminary this week. Oh, you know, this one came up for me earlier today. I love this one. It's called Sweetness. And this is, I don't know, you know, this is what I feel when I feel your energy, Leslie. This is such a beautiful one. Notice the beautiful yellow, and there's a turquoise in there, there's a magenta in there. And one of the things about the yellow in Sweetness is it talks about how we can be the energy of sweetness. Because when we understand who we truly are in this life, thank you, there it is. When we understand who we truly are in this life, what happens is we begin to embody that energy. And embodying sweetness is such a wonderful possibility. I want you to hear these words. I know you know these lessons, but hear these again. Open your heart to the sweetness of life. It is available to all. Wrapped in a blanket of fragrant hope, hugged by a warm breeze of compassion, encouraged by the whisper of inner empowerment, and showered with heavenly swirls of divine devotion, you may choose to open to receive the sweetness of life. This is the endless bounty offered to all through the universe. Woo! Let's all take that in. The sweetness of life. Woo! Love it. All right. Who do we have next?
Grace.
Grace. Okay, Grace. I think yours is luminary, Grace. All right. This is an interesting one for you, Grace. I want to go to the actual page. And so the one we have here is called Dawn. And if you can find that one, put it up, Stacy. That would be good. Um, what this means as I go into your energy, Grace, is there are new things dawning for you. Um, yeah, that's now we can really see it. What's I don't know the specifics of what's dawning, but you will know that. And you may have already felt like something is coming to you, but it's not quite clear yet. I think we're in a time for that. This is really a time when things that we have been thinking about for a long time are now ready to be brought into our lives. Um, and the other thing I get is, Grace, for you, is that certain important messages are dawning on you. In other words, sometimes we say, "Oh, that I didn't understand that." It's dawning on us, something we may have known, but something that we needed to be more aware of. So this is about awareness for you, but it's also about something that you're going to be working with. It's going to be things that you already know, but ones that you're putting together in another way. So put something in the chat about that, so we know if something's happening for you that you know about. All right, who's next?
We've got Will.
All right, Will. Yours is a color card. All right, Will, yours is the lesson in white. Oftentimes you've gotten strength in white, but the lesson is white is seek out answers from a higher source. You know what that means to me in relationship to you, and which has come to me for many times, is that we are seeking a lot of answers in the human plane, and sometimes we're not as focused on what is the answer that's part of that is coming from a higher source. And you know what I'm seeing for you, Will, is having the energy, the white energy. We've been working a lot with crystals, so it could even be the crystalline white energy. Uh, See yourself in a bubble of that, and that will help you to do both. Be both the person who is grounded and present and the person who is very expanded and cosmic, because that really is who we all are. All right, go ahead and tell me who was next, Stacy.
Our lovely Anne.
Oh, Anne's is a luminary. Yay. Let's see what's up for Anne. Oh my gosh. I love it. This is the very last luminary in the deck, and it's called Ecstasy. And When can Stacy, you'll get that up for you so you can see it a little better. Sometimes the cards have a little bit softer colors, so it's kind of like fun to see them both ways and to see that you see different things. What's happening is Stacy's using the see how that's darker than in the card. Stacy's using the 8.5 by 11 pictures that you can get, and those you can put in your room and have that energy just go out into the room. So let's just go here to see a little bit about what ecstasy says. You know, when I was writing this, I really thought about ecstasy and how we think about it, and it has to be at a specific moment. We have to feel all these things. Well, that's not what ecstasy told me. So I'm going to read to you what this said. The emotion soaked coat of yesterday has been embraced and transformed. The hoped for magnificence of tomorrow is now. Open the floodgates of divine human passion. Burst forth as a fully resonant song of ecstasy. I mean, when we think of ecstasy, we're thinking more of, I think, of the human response that we have of joy and that kind of thing. But this is a divine human ecstasy. Um, and I want to read this other part to you because um, so this is what ecstasy, the consciousness in ecstasy, says about itself. I am the divine joy of ecstasy. Through me, every sense is alive, every color is brilliant, every moment is supreme. Ecstasy is a state of mind, a way of responding to the world. And ecstasy says, choose me, especially when there seems no reason for me to be present. Choose me because you can. Choose me because I bring out what lies dormant within your being. Experiencing me is a burst of flavor, presence ignited. You can be that. I don't know if we can believe that because that's a really expanded kind of thing, but it's the kind of thing you can read over and over to yourself, and you can know that this is possible. You know, we've been talking today about possibilities. Well, the possibility of ecstasy can be here because we choose it. And I know it's hard when you see things that are going on in the world and you say, how can I be in ecstasy when there's so much pain and trauma in the world? And, you know, in some ways, that's the really important time to be in the energy of ecstasy, because we need to keep the energy at a very high frequency. We need to remember what it's like to be a full human here who comes from the soul. I mean, we are the soul in form. So let's act like that. That soul has ecstasy in it. And we can be in ecstasy even as we're grieving what's happening in the world. I know that doesn't seem possible, but really is. And we are very complex in our humanity and in our divinity. And we can be all of that. So did we get everybody, or is there anybody else? Oh, yes, you,
Nope, we
Stacy.
got everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one for Stacy today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yours is a luminary, so let's see. Oh, I love this one. Uh, this was passionate ascension. You know, I think we're all being, uh, it's like we're being asked to go into passionate ascension, because that's the place. Well, I'm going to read it because, you know, these words came through me, and sometimes there just aren't other words that are as good as what came through. um, let's see here. Okay. Intention and commitment to the spiritual journey have brought you to this juncture, Stacy. Now it is time to leap with faith into an unknown world. Let your passion propel you inward to the core in order to combust outward into new way of being without looking back. You know, when we look back, it means that we're not fully trusting. But when we can burst out and not look back, it means that we're trusting ourselves, we're trusting the universe, we're trusting that we're here for a reason, all of that. So, Stacy, you want to say anything about what that means to you?
Wow. No, actually, and it is. It's been a journey of many journeys, and I really am to that point where I guess I can put me on here,
Yeah.
um, where things are transitioning. And just yesterday in class, it was one of those like, oh, I don't know what we talked about before. That was before, staying in the present. But
Yeah.
things have shifted. The spiritual side, the empathic me, the intuitive me is really starting to not be afraid anymore to
Yeah.
to
Yep.
be out.
Yep. And to be all of who you are, you know?
Of course, that's
Uh,
with all the classes and community here that helps that. I on
that's
my own, I was a hermit. So
she has a wonderful dog friend too.
yes, I do.
So we Stacy and I are doing some revamping of how we present our courses and classes and products. So we are so excited about what this is going to be when we're finished, and I hope that you will stay with us, and we'll let you know what when it's time to go and see all of the changes. So that's going to be our Christmas present to TT. So, anyway, thank you all for being here. I love coming here and seeing you all. You're all here so faithfully. We appreciate that. And we hope that you will invite your friends. I hope this is a meaningful time for you so that you can say to your friend, you got to come and see this. And if they can't come live, they can always come back either on YouTube or on Facebook. In both cases, just look for Transformational Tools. All right, my friends, enjoy the rest of the day. Have a wonderful time as we move into the holidays. And we will do some more looking at the energy next week. See you then. Bye.